Amara? This is your bakery?
Yes.
I don't even know what to say.
You didn't have much to say when you left.
Amara, please. I was wrong.
You told me I didn't belong in your new life. You said love doesn't pay bills. And did it?
No.
What happened to Vanessa?
She left. Amara, please. Give me another chance to make things right.
I forgave you a long time ago, but forgiveness doesn't always mean going back.
David and Amara lived in a small one-room apartment, the kind where the roof leaked whenever it rained. Some nights they had only one meal to share between them. Still, Amara never once complained. Every morning before David left to search for work, Amara found something warm to say to him. One day, everything will be better. I believe in you. David smiled every time she said it. It gave him strength to keep trying. I'll never leave you, Amara. Whatever happens, I promise you that. Back then, he meant every single word. After years of searching, David finally got a high-paying job at a large company in Lagos. Life changed quickly. New clothes, a new car, dinners at restaurants he once could only walk past. At a company dinner, David met Vanessa, a wealthy businesswoman with connections in every important room in the city. Vanessa was confident, charming, and used to getting exactly what she wanted. One evening, David mentioned his wife back home and how she sold snacks to help them survive the hard years. Vanessa, laughing, a pastry seller? David, you have outgrown that life. You should stop hiding it like a secret. David laughed along, though something in his chest tightened when he did. Little by little, David began feeling ashamed of the very woman who had believed in him when no one else did. One evening, David came home carrying a folder. Amara thought at first that it was work documents. It was divorce papers. David, you don't belong in my new life anymore. Amara cried and reminded him gently of every sacrifice she had made for him. David, love doesn't pay bills, Amara. He walked out that night and he did not look back. Amara refused to fall apart. Instead, she poured everything she had left into her small pastry business. She woke before sunrise every single day, packed her tray and walked to the market. She saved every naira she earned, no matter how small the amount. One rainy morning, an elderly businessman named Mr. Bello stopped at her stall and bought a single meat pie. As he walked away, he accidentally left behind an envelope stuffed with cash. Amara grabbed the envelope and ran through the rain to return it to him without a second thought. Mr. Bello looked at her for a long moment, quietly impressed by what he had just seen. A week later, Mr. Bello returned to Amara's store with an offer she did not expect. Mr. Bello said, I want to invest in your business, not because I feel sorry for you, because I have seen your character. Amara accepted, and together they opened her very first proper bakery shop. Years passed. Her bakery grew into one of the most respected in Lagos. She opened several more stores across the city, each one built on the same honesty that had impressed Mr. Bello. She never forgot where she came from. She treated every one of her workers with the same kindness she had once needed herself. David's success, meanwhile, had made him impatient for more, faster than any business could safely grow. He pushed his company into a reckless expansion, chasing bigger numbers to impress Vanessa and the circle of people around her. His partners warned him to slow down. He did not listen. He had stopped listening to warnings a long time ago. The expansion collapsed within a year, taking most of the company's money down with it. Vanessa, who had only ever loved his money and his status, lost interest almost as quickly as she had found it. Vanessa said, I didn't sign up for this version of you, David. His expensive lifestyle disappeared piece by piece. So did the friends who had only ever been drawn to his money. The stress wore him down until his health began to suffer as badly as his finances had. Hungry and desperate, David walked into a beautiful bakery one afternoon, hoping only to ask for any work he could find. He froze in the doorway the moment he saw who the owner was. It was Amara, confident, successful, respected by everyone around her. Her employees greeted her warmly as she walked through the store, calling her by name with real affection. David could not believe what he was seeing. This was not the woman he remembered leaving behind. Or perhaps she was exactly the woman he had always known. He had simply never truly seen her. David, quietly, Amara. She turned. For a long moment, neither of them said a single word. David lowered his head, unable to hold her gaze for long. I made the biggest mistake of my life. He asked for another chance, not for her money, not for comfort, because he finally understood exactly what he had thrown away. Amara listened quietly, without interrupting, the same patient way she had always listened to him. When he finished speaking, Amara smiled gently, though it was not the smile he had hoped for. I forgave you a long time ago, David. David's face lifted slightly with hope. But forgiveness doesn't always mean going back. Instead, she offered him something he had not expected, a real job in one of her bakeries. Not as my husband, as someone who has to rebuild his own life the honest way. David accepted, humbled in a way that money had never once made him feel. Months later, David was still there, not rebuilding through shortcuts, and not through anyone else's wealth. He was rebuilding, slowly and honestly, one ordinary working day at a time. As for Amara, she stood in the doorway of the bakery she had built from one meat pie and an honest heart. And she was, finally,